Jim Eliopoulos. I'm a law enforcement officer in Northeast Ohio. I own Delta Strategic Stippling and Firearms. Married, got 2 kids and a dog, which I love. I grew up in Greene, Ohio. It's just a little bit north of Canton. When I grew up there, it was pretty quiet. It was more of a rural area, but now it's a city that's grown quite a bit, about 20 square miles. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an engineer when I grew up. So when I was going to college, I realized that that was not the path I wanted to follow. And I ended up going to the military, did 4 years in the Navy, got out, did the contracting thing for a little while. And then I realized that I wanted more of a sense of purpose, sense of mission, a little bit to give back, and got into law enforcement. I would say that my service in the military molded me to who I am today, mainly just teaching me how important everything really is and the things we take for granted. We're kind of spoiled in this country a little bit, and it taught me, what we have is quite valuable. When I got out of the military, I was out for a few years. I thought I kind of missed the military, which I did, but I went back over as a contractor instead. I did realize why I was there. It wasn't so much necessarily the military that I missed, it was more the camaraderie and the sense of mission, sense of being with your brothers and sisters. When I was over there, I met somebody with the FBI who had been a cop for 5 years prior to joining the feds. And he gave me some really good advice, and while I was there, it really had me thinking that that was the path I wanted to take. I've been a police officer for 12 years and 10 years with the department I'm with now. I would say what motivates me on a daily basis is really my family. I do enjoy what I do for a living. I know a lot of people talk about being burnt out or whatever they're doing, but I always try to keep one thing in mind. That person I spoke earlier about from the feds, piece of advice he gave me was, remember that everybody you meet, you're meeting them most likely on their worst day. And that stuck with me, and that was, we're going on probably 14, 15 years now, and that has always stuck with me. So that's kind of what guides me, motivates me, obviously my kids, my wife. So at work, in my everyday life, it is a mixture. The city I work for is quite diverse. So it's anything from helping an old person who couldn't figure out what's going on with their phone to, there's a shooting at the mall. And you really don't know what you're going to be dealing with or where you're going to be going next, but you kind of got to go back and forth and be able to adapt quickly. The toughest part is sometimes remembering what I had said, just that you're meeting people on their worst day and having patience. If I could give one piece of advice, or just any advice whatsoever, to somebody going into the academy and going into law enforcement, just to have an open mind. Don't go in there with any preconceived notions. I don't care what your background is. I've met people from all walks of life, and people who go in with an open mind tend to do way better. So I think one of the biggest things with a disconnect between the media, the public, and police probably falls within communication. A lot of it, people see what they see in the media, but unfortunately, bad news typically sells, and we don't see all the good interactions there are. And really, it's not so much that we need to just have good interactions, we need to do more with them. I would say one of the biggest causes I'd like to bring awareness to is my buddy Mike over there with human trafficking. I think we don't realize that human trafficking, people assume they hear that term human trafficking and they think it's just involved in some other country, somebody being kidnapped from a poor village or whatever the case might be. They don't realize that it could be somebody just born into prostitution at a young age or recruited at a young age. Human trafficking takes on all forms. So on the side, I have another business called Delta Strategic Stippling and Firearms. One of the big reasons I started it, I wanted to do my own grip work on my gun, and from there it just kind of snowballed. I definitely have a passion for firearms, suppressors, all kinds of weapons. So started my own company, decided I might as well turn it into something a little bit bigger than just a hobby. So as far as services, a little bit of everything. We're a licensed FFL and SOT. The SOT means we can sell suppressors, short barrel rifles, things like that. We do grip work, slide milling. Probably right now in the current industry and market, the biggest thing is doing optic cuts on guns. And then we sell everything, all kinds of accessories. So most people like a one-stop shop where they can get their slide cut, their slide painted, their optic mounted, and give it back to them. So the importance of having a helmet in law enforcement is huge. Even departments that I've seen near us, they have some old helmets that were hand-me-downs. I mean, some, I don't know where they're from, they look like they're from Nam. And having a quality helmet or quality gear in general is priceless. So my first impressions with the hardhead veterans helmets, I was kind of blown away. So I've been running other helmets for years because I was issued on our SWAT team. I had a chance today to take a look at their ballistic and their bump helmets, try them on, wear them around a little bit. One of them was outfitted with some counterweights, Wilcox mount, etc. I was very pleased. The mounting system, the latch for the chin, everything, very well made.